I want to talk to you about a foundational piece of building confidence, and that is a mindfulness practice. What is mindfulness? Well, very simply, it's paying attention in a particular way on purpose. And it can have a bad rap, and people can get very turned off by the idea of mindfulness because if you've ever tried to meditate, it can just feel really hard, right? It's really easy to feel like a failure at meditation. And when you're trying to build your confidence, doing something that can easily tip you into feelings of I can't do this, I'm a failure, is not something that is highly attractive, right? So maybe you've gone to a mindfulness meditation session, or you've attended some sort of online training, or in person you've been somewhere when somebody's guided you, and you may well have heard a sort of like, I want you to breathe deeply and release all tension from all areas of your body, and I want you to like empty your mind and just, think only of your breath. And you're like, okay. And your mind is like spinning and your eyes are maybe closed and you're kind of going, am I doing this right? And the time is crawling and you're like, are we nearly done? And what am I going to eat for dinner? And oh my God, I'm not supposed to be thinking. Okay, I'm not supposed to be thinking. What am I supposed to be doing again? Oh, maybe they gave me a mantra. I don't know how to do this. Oh my God. And then you open your eyes, ping, at the end of this time. And you're feeling like, well, all I did was think, with my eyes closed. And I suppose having my eyes closed felt kind of okay, but really, what the hell was that? That didn't do any good. I don't feel any different. I don't feel any better. This sucks. I'm never going to do it again. It doesn't work. And then maybe you touched it and you tried it again because you were reading something about some incredibly successful person and they were sharing about their morning routines, and after they plunged into the freezing cold water and ran 15 miles, then they meditated for half an hour, and they just can't have a day without this routine. And it's just and you're like, oh my God, I'll try it again because they're so fabulous. And then you do it and you fail again and it sucks. So I want to tell you about why it's so important and how easy it can be if you approach it a little bit more chilled and relaxed and not so must try harder, must make it work. And there's a lot of that kind of focus in our society of do better and make it productive, and there must be an outcome. And for building confidence, really, when we're feeling a lot of self-doubt, when we're feeling a bit shit about ourselves, when we're feeling like I'm not good enough, I can't do it, it sucks, I suck, everything sucks, our mind is like running the show and running a really bad story for us. And it can be, future hopping, saying, worst case scenario, served up on a silver platter. It's inevitable. It always happens this way. Or it can go into the past and sort of go, yeah, look at that thing that you did. That was crap. And sort of rehash that and say, well, why would it ever be different from that? You've never been able to do it before. I don't know what you're thinking. Yeah, you suck. Yeah, I suck. This is a fucking waste of time. So mindfulness is like an oasis from the crazy mind, that crazy spinning negative spirals. And we can't think our way into it. I sometimes say that we're like seem addicted to be able to use our intellectual brain, our logic, to think fix around our lives and treat ourselves like we're a problem to be fixed rather than a life is a beautiful experience to be lived and embraced. And mindfulness is really opens this door and a pathway that allows us to really connect into who we are. And it can bring a great sense of relief and ease and well-being to us. It's so many tests done on it now. It used to be just the domain of, the meditators, the Buddhists, West, sort of very Eastern sort of mystical thing and not very sciencey. But the scientists started taking notice because of the massively beneficial impact it was having on so many people as regards stress levels and anxiety and even depression. And it's just like so many kind of studies now into mindfulness, very mainstream. But it still can be off-putting for people because it feels like it's hard. Like, we're looking for the output, and it's like, is it working? And there's a lot of doubt. And doubt and building self-confidence, like, how do I manage that? Why would it be worth it? So I want to really simplify it for you. Many people get very put off by the whole, I'm supposed to empty my mind. You're not. That's absolute bollocks. You don't have to empty your mind. Your mind is going to do what minds do, which is think. And when we're looking at being more mindful, we're looking at just allowing what is to be, and to stop trying to resist what is or striving to change it. And there is a magical place in that space of allowing, where we stop the resisting or the grasping for something that is not, and we allow what is to be. And that is the fundamental piece of mindfulness, is that gives us an awful lot of space to connect into our, the full possibility of ourselves and the truth of ourselves. And that's the space where confidence is built. That's the space where we can really let go of the ongoing gnawing doubts and those stories that are telling us we're absolutely shit. Because we find this space of peace. Okay. Careful. Now you might end up striving for that place of speed, of peace. It's not working. I don't feel peaceful. Again, hello, perfectionists. What we're looking to do is build a new relationship with our mind, where we're sort of befriending it. We're kind of watching it. And I think curiosity and humor really help us on this journey. So to begin, if you were to do the simplest little experiment with this today, which is what I'm inviting you to do, it can be as simple as the breath. And I'm going to speak about other gateways in here, because I know for some people the breath can be triggering and can be connected to experiences of trauma. So if that is your story and if that is your situation, then hold on just one sec, because I'm going to give you another gateway in as well. But for some people who the breath is all right and that feels good, you really can just start with 2 minutes, literally 2 minutes, when you're allowing yourself to be with yourself non-judgmentally. And that's how we build confidence, by not being the harsh judge on ourselves, allowing ourselves to sort of unfold and who we are to be okay and worthy of celebrating and embracing, actually. And so just for 2 minutes, all you need to do, and you don't even need to close your eyes, is to give yourself the gift of the time, to find a space where you won't be disturbed. It can just be a moment of putting down your phone or closing the laptop. And just for 2 minutes, and you time it on a device. I use my phone just to time it for 2 minutes. And I have a nice little, use the slow rise if you're an Apple phone user for your alarm, because that's like really kind of do. It's a really nice way, rather than ding, 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 get back to work, which is not the way you want to kind of transition from a mindful moment. And really all you want to do is maybe focus on that breath with your eyes, sort of your gaze lowered on a fixed point on the ground or in front of you, or your eyes completely closed if that feels comfortable, safe for you. And you just notice your breath without looking to change it, but gathering in the tendrils of your attention from wherever they have gone on their little kind of drama show in your head, just gathering them in to see if they can find the breath. And it might be in the rising of the chest, it might be felt in the belly, you might feel it in your nose, just the breath coming out of your nose at the top of your lip. And you look to focus in, gather your attention into that point, whichever point you find most easy to connect into. And then your mind will wander. And that's totally cool. You're not trying to fix and restrict that. All you're doing is kind of going, oh, I was off, putting together my grocery list. And back to the breath. That's a moment of mindfulness. That's what it's about. It's like noticing when we're going off on a trip and kind of gently, non-judgmentally, gathering that attention back in to wherever that anchor point is that we've found that we can sense the breath most easily. Okay, I said I'd help the people who don't like the breath. Totally fine. Get that. You use a point in the body is one option for you. And that can be what I find most easily is just, either the feet planted and uncross your legs, planted on the floor, and just sensing into that contact point with the earth, or just your seat, your glutes, your buttocks on the seat of your chair, and the weight of that, just that sensation. So picking an anchor point like that that feels comfortable and safe for you. Some people like the hands and just lay their hands on top of their thighs, and that is their anchor. 2 minutes. Every time your mind takes a little trip, just kind of noticing it, and you might like to just gently label it as well. It can be interesting. Just a tiny portion of your attention on kind of maybe rehearsing, planning, remembering, judging. Just a light label on your mind, just to see where you've gone, and then back to that anchor point. And it's really helpful. It's a compounding exercise. So the more that you give yourself the gift of those 2 minutes and maybe expand it over time, if it feels good for you, the more that compounds, the more that you will notice outside of that formal practice period of 2 minutes when your mind is off on a trip, and you will notice more and bring it back to now. And now is really the only place from which we can skillfully act and make wise choices from that place. And that's what we're looking to do on a confidence building journey. Hope this short video has been helpful to you. I'm Emer Zone. I'm a confidence coach. I'm the author of the Little Book of Good Enough. And I hope that you will try this 2-minute practice. And if you do, let me know in the comments. Take care. Have a great day.